right, practice rounds end at 7:30 tonight. The tournament underway tomorrow morning, bright and early at 7 o'clock with the first groups teeing off.
And players have been split into groups of 3. They'll be playing with their group on Thursday and Friday. Joining us now from Southern Hills is Jonathan Huskey to break down some of the biggest groups. Hope you're staying cool out there. It's 91 still. Goodness.
Oh, yeah, no, not staying cool at all, but having a good time.
Hey, that's all that matters. So there's more than 150 players at this year's tournament. Are there any groupings that stand out to you in particular?
Whipping at a club. Well, yes, there's the grouping, right? The one that everyone is talking about, and that is the Tiger Woods grouping that goes off at 8:11. It's Tiger Woods, it's Jordan Spieth, and it's Rory McIlroy. It's tough to get 3 bigger names in golf in one grouping in the first day of a major tournament than those 3. The crowds on the first tee, their first tee is going to be just crazy tomorrow. Another interesting one that kind of has some news is Bryson DeChambeau, is a guy who's one of the more polarizing figures in golf. Just in the last 15 minutes or so, withdrew from the tournament. Got a hand issue, broken bone in his hand. He came out here, hit some drives this morning. I watched him on the driving range to give it a shot, but just decided it was too much. So he will not be in it. But I mean, the group is the Tiger, Jordan Spieth, Rory McIlroy group. That's the one everybody's paying attention to.
Husky, we're in our preview monitor before our newscast. I can see you drinking Gatorade out there. Of course, much hotter today. Another hot day on tap for tomorrow. We talked yesterday about how the damp course was impacting practice rounds. Jonathan, with these players, rather it be wet and cloudy or dry and hot?
I mean, it depends on the player, right? It's a personal preference thing. From an ease of putting the ball where you want it to go on the greens, you usually want it to be a little cooler, a little damper. But there are some guys who prefer it to be warmer and faster. A lot of the Oklahoma guys, Victor Hovland mentioned it, Taylor Gooch mentioned it, Abraham Ancer mentioned it, that they like playing in wind and in heat. So it really just kind of depends on the player's personal game. But as far as, you know, normal kind of everyday golfers, we usually do prefer it to be a little cooler and a little softer.
And you've been out there now for a few days at Southern Hills. Other than, of course, watching the pros in action, what are some of the fun things people can do if they go out that way, besides staying cool as well?
I mean, of course, you know, we've done stories on the merchandise shop, the PGA shop. You can always walk through that. They've got all sorts of kind of interactive exhibits. There's a putting green you can get onto. There's a kind of a swing analysis thing you can be a part of. So there's a lot of stuff going on out here, even if you're not dialed into the guys on the course. If you're more out here for just the environment, there's something for you out there as well.
Yeah, the PGA bar at 91 degrees. You want to get on ice this afternoon. Listen, we'll get you out of here on this. I know you love to call out a good prediction. Any idea who you think looks best to win it all?
Well, you know, when you look at the world #1, Scottie Scheffler, he won the Masters. It's tough to imagine anybody playing better than him right now. I actually asked a guy named Art Spander, he's a longtime golf writer, long-time golf writer, his thoughts, his pick. He said go to the top money list. That's usually a good indicator. And what he said is, he quoted a book and said that the fastest doesn't always win the race, the strongest doesn't always win the war, but it's a good way to bet. So I think if you look at the top 10 guys on the list or so on the money list, it's probably going to be one of those guys.
We're going to be watching to see who it is. Husky, thanks again. We'll see you back here tomorrow, I think. Check in with you.